Hi everyone, my name is Emma Burns and this presentation is about the University of Minnesota Crookston Women's Soccer Program. Today I'll evaluate their website, media guide, social media, YouTube presence, and compare them to a conference rival. Let's get started. So I chose to analyze U of M Crookston Women's Soccer Team. I've actually been a member of this team since 2023, so I figured it would be interesting to see how far the website, media guide, and social media have come. A little bit of a background, the University of Minnesota Crookston women's soccer team competes in the NCAA Division II League for the Northern Sun Intercollegiate Conference. The Golden Eagles had two of their biggest rosters in program history the last two seasons and have continued to show improvement on the field. Before we dive into things, I wanted to give a quick summary of what I found. There is consistent game day coverage. The website is informative but lacks storytelling and basic information. Social content focuses heavily on in-season updates. YouTube is underused. Rival teams outperform UMC and the photo quality can be improved. So overall, UMC women's soccer has strong branding, but there is room to grow in storytelling, consistency, especially video content. A focus on recurring content series and better cross-platform strategy would significantly strengthen the program. So looking at the website, you can immediately find quick links for things like the roster, bio, schedule, stats, game recaps, coaching staff info, recruit questionnaires, basic photos, and camp info, as well as additional links that have like record books, all-time records, coaching records, etc. I would say the biggest strengths are that it uses a clean layout, updated in-season recaps, and it's mobile friendly. However, as for areas to improve, there are a few feature stories. There's no behind the scenes on the website. There's no alumni or community involvement section. So even though it is organized and updated, I think it lacks storytelling and elements that would strengthen a team's brand identity. Not to mention, when I was searching for a quick description of the soccer team, I really couldn't find anything on the website to help. There was no section about the team in general, stating like facts or current updates, which I believe would be important for someone who doesn't know much about the team. So maybe implementing like a news and feature section right at the front page with info about the team would greatly enhance fan connection so people could feel better connected to the team and get to know them better. When it comes to a media guide, UMC women's soccer team does not currently provide a formal media guide. I would say the athletics website is the closest thing to one. And like I said on the website, there are roster stats, things like the program history, etc. When it comes to journalists and fans, I think a media guide would help fans get to know the team on a deeper level, learning about returning players, newcomers, milestones, and traditions. It creates a stronger connection to the program. As for journalists, it would serve as a one-stop resource. So instead of having to dig through old box scores or trying to piece together player backgrounds, a media guide would allow journalists to have access to organized stats, bios, results, and things like that. Overall, I think the team needs one. It would strengthen its visibility, improve the consistency, and help UMC keep up with rival programs that already produce more polished content. Before we dive into social media, I just wanted to mention that one of the biggest issues I noticed was the lack of consistency in account names across platforms. So Instagram was the only account that was easy for me to find, which was the straightforward handle MN Crookston Soccer. Facebook, however, uses the full program name, and the X account uses a shortened and less intuitive handle. This inconsistency made it hard for me to find the accounts, so I know it would make it hard for fans, recruits, and journalists to quickly locate the pages, and this can lead to confusion or missed engagement opportunities. For Instagram, the team posts action photos, match day graphics, and announcements, but there are clear areas for improvement. The photo quality is definitely inconsistent, and the match day graphics don't follow a unified style, which hurts the overall brand look. I think the account would benefit from more reels, player spotlights, and community or campus engagement to help diversify content. Adding simple calls to action like asking for predictions or tagging teammates would also help boost interaction. Along with that, Instagram seems to be the primary posting method out of all the social media accounts. However, content has died down since soccer is no longer in season, so I would say the Instagram account does best when soccer is in season, and there tends to be more posts and interactions that include fans during the fall semester. As for Facebook and X, I would say that both platforms serve specific audiences, mostly older fans, parents, and alumni, but neither accounts are keeping up. X hasn't posted since January 1st, and Facebook hasn't seen a post since December 24th, 2024. Both Facebook and X have been largely inactive. Facebook is valuable for connecting with alumni, parents, and the community. X, on the other hand, is ideal for real-time updates, live game tweets, quick announcements. So I would say reviving both platforms would create a more complete and accessible media presence for the program. So YouTube is probably one of the biggest missed opportunities because there is no channel currently dedicated to UMC women's soccer. Creating even simple 30 to 45-second highlight videos, post-game recaps, or short player features would significantly increase the team's visibility. YouTube ranks extremely well in search engines, meaning that recruits, parents, and fans searching for UMC soccer would have video content to explore. I would say establishing a YouTube presence would immediately elevate the program's digital footprint and help the team compete with conference rivals who already use video effectively. There is a clear pattern of strong in-season posting, but content drops off significantly once the season ends. Most posts are game-related with very little personality or behind-the-scenes content, and there are only a few reels with not much of a presence on TikTok. Across platforms, tone and style aren't always consistent, and there's a mix of original posts and simple reposts, which leads to uneven engagement. Overall, there's a solid game day presence, but the team would benefit from more year-round storytelling and recurring content stories to keep fans connected. I also chose to look into TikTok because I know our team made a TikTok account for the first time this year. We only posted 8 times this season, so it hasn't had much of a chance to grow. To improve, I would say that we need to post more consistently and mix in a wider variety of content like behind the scenes clips, player features, and trends. Using popular sounds, improving video quality, and creating simple recurring series would help the account feel more active and engaging. Even repurposing content from other platforms would keep the page moving and help it reach more fans. TikTok is especially important because it's the platform where our younger audience is most active. Consistent, engaging content helps the program stay visible to recruits, current students, and younger fans who primarily consume short-form video. As I previously stated, I think it's really important to start posting more in the off season, especially preseason and postseason. I think it'd be cool to see training clips and conditioning highlights, newcomer introductions, goal setting posts, and countdown graphics in the preseason. And the postseason, I think it'd be cool to see season recaps, senior spotlights, off season training and lifting videos, community service, and recruiting announcements. Steady posting builds momentum, reinforces brand identity, and prevents the account from going silent for months at a time. So I think it would be good to implement these types of posts in the off season. So I compared UMC women's soccer to Bemidji State women's soccer. Bemidji is active during season. They have consistent game day updates and strong photography. I'd say their biggest strengths are they have better highlight videos. They're more frequent with their player features. They have more polished graphics and a large following base due to consistent off-season posting. This doesn't mean that UMC doesn't have strengths. I would say that we have a strong community feel, clean branding, and room to differentiate with storytelling. But based on this comparison, UMC can improve its communication with outside stakeholders by posting more consistently, expanding into video, and sharing more personality-driven content. Also, improving photo and graphic quality and creating simple series would help the program build a stronger brand and stay visible to fans, alumni, and recruits. To go along with posting more in the off season, I also think that UMC women's soccer should post things like game days, player stories, community/campus, and training and behind the scenes. Game days ensures consistent coverage, player stories builds personality, community/campus shows that the team is involved, and training and behind the scenes provides year-round content. Along with that, adding in weekly reels and shorts, this would help perform across all platforms and boost visibility. And then creating a one-page press kit or media kit. This would help give journalists quick access to facts. Even if just someone who doesn't know much about UMC, it would make it easier for them to cover the program. Also helps recruits and parents quickly understand the program identity. Create a YouTube channel as well. Short highlights, even 60 to 90-second clips, dramatically improve searchability. So that one's definitely important. And then my last recommendation is to improve consistency in the off season. Like I said, this keeps the program visible instead of disappearing for months on end. Thank you so much for following along. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out, and hopefully we can all see the UMC women's soccer team starting to implement some of these recommendations. Thank you.